Nirvana's Nevermind album blared from Christopher's room while he was getting ready for school and his mom made breakfast downstairs. It was 1992, and as a dedicated follower of the food pyramid cult, his mom served up a heaping bowl of berry kicks with a tall glass of Five Alive. Must have been 100 grams of sugar. But what else were they supposed to eat? Eggs? Like Amish people? Not since listening to Good Morning America's fear-mongering episode about saturated fat and cholesterol. After scarfing down his white toast, smeared with seed oil-packed country crock margarine, he grabs his lunchbox and heads for the bus stop. At school, Christopher takes inventory of his Ninja Turtles lunchbox, a PB&J on nutrient-free white bread, spread with Peter Pan peanut butter and Smucker's grape jelly, a low-fat yogurt, a bag of baby carrots, and a Capri Sun pouch, forklifting yet another pallet of sugar. After lunch, Ms. Thompson wheels out the TV set and shows a USDA video titled The Food Pyramid, Your Guide to Good Nutrition, warning that red meat and eggs can clog arteries. Later that evening, Christopher's family enjoys a 90s classic, grilled chicken breast, a baked potato with a dollop of low-fat sour cream, and a side of steamed broccoli. His dad grumbles about missing his steak, but Mom reminds the family that having a ribeye is not worth growing up without a father over. Although the food pyramid demanded that sugar be used sparingly, if the kids finished their chicken, Mom might treat them to a low-fat Fig Newton. Hell, it's Friday. As another weekend treat, Christopher may stay up and watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Season 4, Episode 10, titled Home is Where the Heart Attack Is, where Uncle Phil collapses on the kitchen floor after sneaking a cheeseburger. It's just like the video Ms. Thompson showed at school, and the message was clear. Obey the food pyramid or die. Thankfully for Christopher, he lived at peak human development, when science, government, and TV producers had his best interests at heart. In 2025, we tend to think of social messaging as a relatively new phenomenon, but it's always been there. It just manifested itself in different ways. Indeed, schools and sitcoms like The Fresh Prince touched on racial issues, but they were hardly the constant barrage we have today. Before family-friendly drag shows were cool, health fads were all the craze. But when we look back, the science couldn't seem to make up its mind. Eggs were bad, then they were good, same for butter, dairy, and salt. Why the flip-flopping? Was it profit over people, or just bad science? Thanks for stopping by NPC Overrider, where we challenge mainstream source code to develop independent thought, one user story at a time. Grab your favorite 90s tin lunchbox, Walkman, and windbreaker suit, and let's log into the NPC environment. Let's check out the mainstream argument here that says the food pyramid knows best.
Yeah, now food is fun, but it's more than treats. Hey, look at mama, I watch what I eat. Give me 5 food groups. Give me grain group for energy. Fruits and veggies for vitamins, please. Meat group for strong bodies. Milk group for bones and teeth. Eat the others only sparingly. Give me 5 food groups. Give me 5.
Supporting points say butter was bad, 2, salt was bad, 3, red meat was bad, 4, eggs were bad, and 5, dairy was bad. Forget the Bloods and Crips. Back in the 90s, butter was public enemy number 1. The USDA's food pyramid, which didn't even acknowledge butter, and organizations like the American Heart Association slammed saturated fat, linking it to heart disease. After hearing about the health scares on Oprah and seeing Fabio's "I can't believe it's not butter" ads during commercial breaks, Christopher's mom banned butter like a straight white Christian male in a 2020 campus safe space. Number 2, salt was bad. Experts have warned against salt since the 1970s, saying it causes high blood pressure that could lead to heart attack and stroke. Organizations such as the Institute of Medicine, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Department of Agriculture urged Americans to restrict their daily salt intake to 1 tablespoon or less and go for salt alternatives. School lunches limited salt, and schools encouraged students to, quote, shake the habit, which was easy for Christopher since his mom mainly served bland chicken or pasta dishes. Point 3, red meat was bad. After the Cold War, Americans dealt with a new red scare, the red meat scare. The food pyramid limited beef and pork, citing heart disease, and the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified red meat in the same category as smoking and asbestos. Still, they could not determine how much was too much. School cafeterias reserved beef for Fridays, and TV dads constantly battled their doctors and families about missing their favorite foods. But Carl Winslow and Christopher both knew that skipping steaks and burgers was the price for a longer life. 4, eggs were bad. Vilified for cholesterol levels, the USDA, the American Heart Association, and society in general warned against the dangers of egg ingestion. Schools taught kids to skip the egg yolk at least, saying it clogs arteries. School breakfasts mainly served cereal and bread. That's why Christopher's mom reserved the recommended 3 to 4 eggs per week for a Sunday morning omelet. 5. Dairy was bad. Another usual suspect in the war on fat, experts warned against dairy intake, although they admitted its calcium was a welcome addition. That's why the food pyramid advised 2 to 3 servings daily. Still, experts advised people to avoid the whole milk and use low-fat or skim options, which was what most schools offered, even if it was mixed with chocolate. All right, the rebuttal here says natural foods are good for you.
I'd like to talk about the food pyramid with you. And it was a marketing scheme, essentially. And that the consequence of the marketing scheme was that people were enticed and convinced to rely primarily on carbohydrates for their nutritional necessities.
Main points: number 1, butter is good. 2, salt is good. 3, red meat is good. 4, eggs are good. And 5, dairy is good. Number 1, butter is good. Christopher's family, along with most Americans who thought butter was only for frontier folk and margarine was a safer alternative, now enjoy going back to the basics. In the 2010s, studies revealed that margarine was harmful due to its high levels of trans fats derived from plant oil, which many manufacturers have since phased out. But Christopher's mom never forgave Fabio for the years of lying. 2, salt is good. We know today that not only is salt not bad for you, but limiting salt intake can actually do more harm than good. Moderated salt intake helps regulate blood volume and transports nutrients around the body. It allows muscles to function properly and enhances nerve efficiency. Roseanne was right when she pushed back against flavorless meals. She just didn't have much of a leg to stand on when it came to health. Yet somehow she aged better than Madonna. Go figure. 3, red meat is good. Lots of people still have a beef with red meat, such as the crew at your local food co-op and the World Health Organization, who associate red meat with cancer. But some doctors say that the data is skewed. In 2019, researchers concluded that the negative reputation of red meat was not based on sound scientific evidence. This isn't surprising, given that humans were designed to eat meat. The so-called experts should be ashamed of what they did to Uncle Phil. Number 4, eggs are good. As it turns out, the ultra-processed dry-grain human dog food soaked in nutrient-free synthetic milk served at home and in schools was the inferior choice. Harvard research now shows that eggs don't cause heart disease or significantly harm hearts, and they pack essential nutrients like protein, choline, and B vitamins, among others. Eggs also contain essential antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin, which help improve eye health, apparently. Some studies even suggest that protein-rich eggs can aid in weight loss. 5, dairy is good. Obviously, vegans continue to demonize anything animal-based. Still, studies throughout the 2010s suggest that not only is dairy not the boogeyman we once assumed, but it also has been shown to reduce the risk of childhood obesity, improve body composition, and facilitate weight loss. Also, dairy showed a neutral or reduced risk of type 2 diabetes, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, and multiple cancers. Many consumers are even cutting out the middleman and buying directly from farms, with farms in England even selling milk out of vending machines. It's 2025, and Christopher has a family of his own. Despite his childhood programming against butter, salt, red meat, eggs, and dairy, you won't find any parquet, Ms. Dash, skim milk, or bland chicken dinners on his kitchen table. Christopher's mom has come to grips with the fact that the food pyramid was a false idol and Fabio was a false prophet. Still, health concerns of the 1990s weren't totally baseless, and some studies just missed the mark. There is such thing as too much saturated fat or cholesterol. Ultra-processed foods, fast foods, or refined sugars should be used sparingly. But what about the ad campaigns such as Got Milk, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, and The Incredible Edible Egg that often aired during commercial breaks after a Family Matters or Seinfeld episode that just told us not to eat the foods we love? Obviously, the milk, beef, and egg industries suffered as a result of the war on fat. For example, beef consumption declined sharply between the 1970s and 1990s, prompting agricultural producers to launch ad campaigns to counter the emerging trends. As a result, consumers were caught in a tug-of-war between science and big agriculture, leading many to disregard the experts. At the same time, more conspiratorial types suggested that the food pyramid was nothing more than an effort to promote processed foods for profit. If you're a cynic, you know that whoever put up the money got the messaging pushed through. The USDA played both sides, promoting the food pyramid while also approving ads for beef and dairy products funded by these programs. After 2020, it seemed like par for the course. Today, Christopher buys his red meat, eggs, and dairy from a local farm. It turns out that the basic natural diet humans have consumed for millennia, which led them to space travel and the internet, was just fine. The synthetic soylent that just happens to be lucrative for food and the medical and pharmaceutical industries for that matter might not be so healthy after all. Sure, Christopher will grab a burger in the drive-thru occasionally or maybe pick up a pack of gummy worms for old time's sake, but he consumes such things sparingly, keeping them at the top of his common sense pyramid, along with advice from advertisers, celebrities, and lobby-fueled government organizations. Well, that's going to do it for this version of NPC Overrider. I'm your lead engineer, Greg. Thanks so much for stopping by. Before you take off, let me know your favorite 90s lunchbox in the comments below. If you want to help save the NPCs, please set the like button to true and share with a friend who needs to have their source code challenged. If you have an idea for a future release, please open up a take in the comments section. We'll get back to you ASAP. Also, please consider subscribing. We'd sure love to have you on our development team. But for now, we're going to shut down the office and grab a beer. Thanks again. Have a good one.